Let's see, the cancel culture. This kind of ties into it.
There you go. So perfect example. So Jussie gets found to be, lying about this situation, right? He made up the story. So do we cancel him?
Hell yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, you know what? No, let me take that back. First, we need to identify what the issue was. Like, what caused him to go to that lane to make up the story. If it's something where there's an issue of mental health, then we need to support him. Make sure he understands that there's issues. No. Because the one thing we can't do is start taking our own people, especially our own people, and then just automatically pushing them to the side without them getting the proper treatment that they need.
Cancel culture says, you did it, you're done. Anything that you contributed to society no longer exists.
That's why I don't like the cancel culture.
Right.
Exactly.
If we can't write, or if we can't forgive our own people, how we expect other people to forgive us. And it works both ways. So we need to first identify the issue and try to treat it. If they're not accepting of the treatment, then you cancel.
Right.
So cancel Bill Cosby?
He got canceled.
So cancel R.
He
Kelly?
already got canceled.
Well,
R. Kelly too. Because it's been an ongoing issue.
Well, I think we're in the process of canceling R. Kelly. I think socially, everybody, even though it took over, 10 years and change, right? Everybody's to the point now where they're accepting the fact that something has to be wrong. Mm-hmm. So let's start the cancellation process.
So, because I mean, did we cancel Yeezy?
I did.
That's a good question.
I canceled Yeezy. I did. He does need help. So in the meantime, I can't listen to him as a relevant source of anything. I mean, I'm not saying that his creativity is gone, right? Because I did listen to the project and I enjoyed the flow of it, but I can't listen to it more than once. No, I can't.
But
it's
is
not
that
like
more
his classics.
creatively? Is it because of the creative content, or is it because of you just not being able to separate the man from the music?
I don't relate to it anymore. Once you have been shown to, let's go back to R. Kelly, to be a pedophile, I now know that I cannot relate to you because now I know that where you're coming from is something that I cannot grasp, right? I don't grasp where you're coming from anymore. Mm-hmm. So even though it's hard to cancel it because he has some classics, I always am going to remember but he's that person. So that means that there's now I've gotten further away from him.
But see that's I think that speaks to the essence of what is, I think, inherently wrong with cancel culture. He didn't write College Dropout when he started wearing MAGA hats. So that's old music.
Right.
So those classics that we love and that we hold dear, the stuff that we hope to see from Kanye, how do we just take that and throw it away when he's going through what may be just a phase in his life? Where's the redemptive opportunity for someone to live and grow?
Right. And how can we even put that in the same breath as someone that is a known pedophile?
They're both mental illnesses. They both deal with mental illness. One might be cherries and one might be apples, but they're both mental illnesses.
His mental illness is not the only reason why he supports MAGA. We're trying to put it together and say, we're just writing him off because he's a little crazy, he's on meds, and because of that, that's the reason why he's supporting, the MAGA movement.
Could the difference be, though, that in one scenario, someone's illness affects other people's lives,
right,
whereas someone else's opinion is either just unpopular?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
saying? We're taking his unpopular opinion and trying to justify why we shouldn't even pay attention to it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's what a lot of people are doing.
Because
it's so obscene for them to even think that, he's going to support Donald Trump and he's going to wear a MAGA hat. He's crazy.
Suddenly you're cooking.
No, but there are other things. There are other things that show his abstract thinking outside of that.
That's since day one. He's been very abstract. So when you take an abstract mind that's very vocal and then you combine that with an unpopular opinion, then that's just giving people the volatility they need to say, forget it altogether.
And
it makes no sense.
How do we as a society get to choose what an abstract mind should think and sound like when it's coming from a broken place?
Right.
Which one of us don't know that he's emotionally going through something right now? Mm-hmm. He's just in the public eye.
Mm-hmm.
But again, that brings it back to, well, now I realize that I can't relate. So when we say cancel culture, maybe I don't really understand that term, but I can say that I'm going to listen to his classics, but I don't relate to what certain things that he's producing right now. I don't relate to his bum-ass clothing line.
Cancel.
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 All right, here's my question. In terms of clothing line, right? Not to switch it too far, but let's say, for instance, Gucci, where they have the characters which look very close to the blackface. Alrighty.
Yeah.
Now, I don't believe that they were. I believe that they were culturally incompetent in terms of understanding the history behind blackface and so on and so forth. They were trying to be creative. They haven't really necessarily done things in that realm or been deemed as racist per se over time.
So do you think this intentional?
I think it was intentional, but not with the purpose of the blackface. It's intentional. Huh?
Doesn't make sense.
It does make sense. Just hear me out. Hear me out. They were trying to be creative. Okay? They intentionally was creative in that way. The thought process might not have been blackface. It could be a fact, something similar, but not that. Should we castrate them for that? The entire thing all together?
Yes.
For that?
Well,
Yes.
here's the reason why.
Diversity.
There's so many people that play the role in reviewing that,
Production.
proofing it,
Yes.
putting it together.
Not one black person?
There's got to be one person. It doesn't even matter if there's not one black person. Someone's got to have the common sense to be like, you know what? Maybe we should.
Question that.
This looks kind of suspect.
They didn't do research.
They
Where's the
don't care.
research done?
They don't care to do the research.
It's ridiculous, though. Well, now look what happens to you. This is the
There's a certain degree of ignorance that on their part.
Yes.
No question. But should everything else be canceled
No,
for
there's
that
a
moment
difference
of
between ignorance
okay.
and it's just being blatant. One or two people can do something out of ignorance and have no malicious intent behind it. But when you have a billion-dollar company
Right.
that's putting together a marketing campaign
Right.
and you're dedicating millions of dollars towards this campaign, that's blatant.
So
That means
why is
we're
it
going to get their money regardless of what we do, so we're just going to put it out there.
Let's keep it all the way 100, right? When a product is made, it goes through a creative process.
Yes.
When it comes to the arts. They either do one of two things. They either look to the future for what's coming next, or they look to the past. And they look to the past and take an old idea and present it in a new way. And that's what they use. So even when this even comes to the floor for deciding whether or not it's going to stick, that's going to be the rationale. It's going to be, they're going to look and they're going to assess, one, how is this product going to look and move in today's culture?
Right.
What has it fashionably done in the past? And there's no way that it could have gone through that process and nobody have not had some kind of response where they question whether or not people would be okay wearing this.
Unless they're all white supremacists, and that's why we don't support them.
Would you holler at a shorty wearing that turtleneck?
No. Well, I don't find it appealing at all.
Well,
However, so we just cancel straight up.
Well,
We just cancel.
here's what makes it worse. I believe it was Abercrombie and Fitch. They had that situation maybe 6 months ago. All right.
Recent.
If you look at Gucci, Fendi, Prada, Moncler, all the top brands, they all have marketing campaigns that project some sort of racial insensitivity, and they're monetizing off of it. So I can't agree that it's any form of ignorance because it's being done on a mass scale.
Exactly.
They know.
H&M.
It's an agenda.
Yeah. And then when it happens and then we respond in a particular way, then it's, oh, our bad. We didn't know.
You called us. My bad. Kanye face.
That's like reporters who say Martin Luther King.
Right.
That's a regular
Right.
thing that they've been
It's something
using.
they say in their own inner circles.
Right.
And now that we've become aware of it, we're like, hold up, we don't like that. We really don't care.
And
But
do you
they're
know-
like,
We
sorry.
really don't care.
And do you notice it's these brands that we as a community have attached ourselves to in some way and form? It's always these larger brands
Yes.
that we're the ones that pump our money into it, and then they do something ignorant like that.
$1 trillion spending power
Yes.
going right into their pockets.
I mean, if you look at how much money the black community spends on these
Gucci,
companies,
Louis.
Tip T.I., when he posted his outrage, he acknowledged that he spends 6 or 7 figures on Gucci alone per year. Multiply that by however many black consumers you have that have the money to spend.
They know their demographics.
And they know we're still going to put that money out there no matter what they do. Because they don't think that we're going to have the collective unity to come together and say, no, we're going to boycott this company. We're not going to give them our money. We may do it for a month, but 2-3 months from now, when they get their new line out, like, yo, that bag would fly though.
One celebrity has to wear it.
That's it. For free.
Oh, that's the new summer print? Yeah, let me get that.
What's the fall fashion show or stuff like that? Or
Fashion Week.
Fashion
Week was just last week.
Don't forget about it.
Right.
You know.
Short memories.
Yeah.